Barbara Callahan. Tonight on 44 News at 10. All the news at 10 o'clock.
Camp Sam 1994 opened with a different look. 30 of the 78 players in camp did not wear Buccaneer orange last year. The addition of several free agent veterans should provide strength and depth. And with a good draft of younger players, led by first-rounder Trent Dilfer, the Bucs should have balance for the future. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers opened their 1994 preseason right here on WTOG Channel 44. Hello, everyone. David Steele and Chris Collinsworth welcome you to the 19th season of Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. You know, Chris, the Buccaneers have lost 10 games or more, 11 consecutive seasons. The coach, Sam White, says this year it's going to be different. In fact, Coach White has hinted that this ball club might be capable of advancing to the playoffs. Is that realistic for this club?
Well, I think it's a possibility. Allegedly, Sam White's guaranteed the playoffs. I think he's since backed off that just a little bit. But this is a team, no question. They are improved. They signed Jackie Harris from the Green Bay Packers, Lonnie Martz from the Kansas City Chiefs, and also picked up a player, Thomas Everett, from the world champion Dallas Cowboys. So this is a team that has gained some experience, and add to that the fact that the rest of the league should come back a little bit because of the salary cap. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be much more competitive this season.
Well, there's a lot of talk about the new quarterback, Trent Dilfer. Big news around town this week. Dilfer signed. He will not play tonight. Obviously, he's a young man who possesses great talent. Realistically, though, how long will it take before Trent Dilfer challenges Craig Erickson for the #1 job?
Well, David, as you well know, I came in here fully expecting to tell the people that Trent Dilfer could not be a factor for the Buccaneers this season. This offense just simply too complicated to be picked up that quickly. But then I talked to Sam White on the sideline just a couple of minutes ago, and he would not rule out the possibility that Trent Dilfer may start in the opener against the Chicago Bears. So who knows? This is a kid with a lot of talent. Could be the starting quarterback earlier than I expected.
He's been very impressive in workouts the last couple of days. Head coach Sam White's beginning his third year as head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's going against his former team, the Cincinnati Bengals, and we'll have the opening kick right after this.
The Bucs are here.
WTOG 44 Sports presents Tampa Bay Buccaneer football. Today's game is being brought to you by Mazda, by Shell, by Progressive Insurance, and by your Lincoln Mercury dealers.
Lots of gasolines talk performance, but no gasoline delivers it to more drivers than Shell. Shell, the world's best-selling gasoline.
The big, tough Mazda trucks, available with 3 powerful engine options, including a 4.0-liter V6. The Mazda B2300 SE is loaded with these standard features. And right now, with Mazda savings on the spot, you can get it all for $169 a month for 24 months with 0 down. So see your Mazda dealer now, because we make exceptional trucks affordable. Lease a B2300 SE for $169 a month with 0 down.
In 20 years of being a cop, I've never seen anything like it. An insurance company at the scene of the accident before we were. There's this guy, fire extinguisher in his hands, helping to put out the small engine fire. Hey, Beck, who's the starter back? You from the fire department, I asked. No, he says, I'm from Progressive Insurance. He never interfered with us. He just did his paperwork quietly. He calmed the folks down. Got him a rental car. And he even cut him a check on the spot. That's not what I expected from an insurance company, I told him. He said, well, maybe that's what you should expect.
Progressive Auto Insurance. Call your authorized independent agent or 1-800-AUTO-PRO.
An assassination attempt
Run out, sir.
tears a family apart.
If he stays here, he will never be a warrior.
Now, Worf's son faces a crucial rite of passage.
I don't want to be a warrior.
Will he dishonor his father and sever his Klingon ties forever?
We will never be able to defend our family against...
Enough!
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Tonight at 6, only on Channel 44.
The 1994 preseason kicks off. Michael Husted and Eric Ball from the 20-yard line for Cincinnati. Ball dropped at the 25. Roger Jones on the special teams for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Cincinnati will have the football. They won the toss, elected to receive. David Klingler gets ready to bring his troops onto the field. There you see his numbers from a year ago. Klingler out of the University of Houston.
This is something that Sam White really initiated with the Cincinnati Bengals. They call the first play from the sideline, then come right out to the line of scrimmage and run it. Bruce Coslett, now the offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals, formerly offensive coordinator under Sam White.
Klingler hands off to Derek Fenner. Fenner has wrapped up. The ball popped loose, but had been blown dead near the line of scrimmage. The tackle made by Marty Carter. Let's look at Cincinnati's offense. Klingler, Harold Green out of the University of South Carolina, Fenner, the running backs, Pickens, Query, McGee, the tight end, Big Tony McGee. And along the offensive line, Eric Moore, Bruce Kozerski, Ken Moyer, Derek Grills, and Joe Walter, the right tackle, number 63. Klingler sends Pickens wide to the right, Query wide to the left. Tight end Troy Sadowski in motion. Big pressure from the Bucs, and at the 19-yard line, Lonnie Martz wraps up David Klingler. There's one of the new additions on this Buccaneer defense.
The Buccaneers come with an early blitz, and then Lonnie Martz, the guy we talked about in the opening, very much a big play linebacker from Kansas City, coveted all around the National Football League, and the Buccaneers able to sign him. And you see Floyd Peters' philosophy early on. They are not going to sit back this season. They're going to try and put some pressure on the quarterback, not put so much pressure on their defensive backfield.
Pressure from the outside, and Klingler escaping to the 25, just getting back to the line of scrimmage and tripped up by Santana Dotson. He had 5 sacks a year ago, 10 in his rookie season out of Baylor University. Rain falling, sun shining here at Tampa Stadium. Take a look at Santana Dotson and company.
Eric Curry with a nice move around the outside forces David Klingler up in the pocket, and then the chase was on. Santana Dotson really cleaning that play up, but it was the young star Eric Curry that made that play happen.
Lee Johnson kicks it away. Courtney Hawkins backpedaling. Great kick by Johnson. Hawkins goes down at the 29-yard line after a 53-yard kick by Johnson. Fernandez Benson on the tackle.
Well, there's a young man in Craig Erickson that has to be wondering what he has to do to gain a little respect around the Tampa Bay area. All he did was just have a sensational football season a year ago. When you look at his numbers compared to some of the other young quarterbacks in the National Football League, they are certainly every bit as good as Drew Bledsoe or Rick Meyer with Seattle. A real pleasant surprise for Sam White and company a year ago, but now waiting in the wings, of course, Trent Dilfer.
But right now, it's Erickson's show tonight, preseason game number 1. And the former Miami Hurricane lines him up at the 29. He fumbles the ball, and Cincinnati's got it. Outside linebacker James Francis falls on the ball. It looked like A fumbled exchange, Chris.
Yeah, and James Francis right there to pop on it for the Cincinnati Bengals. So you have that first preseason game blues right off the bat for the Buccaneers. They fumbled the very first snap. We should mention that Tony Mayberry, the starting center for the Buccaneers, is a no-go tonight. He had a turf toe and scratch. So Mike Sullivan in there, and perhaps Craig Erickson simply not used to taking the snaps from Sullivan.
Look at a Buccaneer defense. Curry expecting big things this year. Wilson, Dotson, and Jeff Hunter, the new addition from Miami. March DeBose starting at middle linebacker for Hardy Nickerson. And Bussey in the defensive backfield as you see him. Harold Green running hard to about the 15. He was hit first by Thomas Everett and then taken down by Lonnie Martz.
Green with a nice move on Barney Bussey in the backfield, and the Cincinnati Bengals need a big year this year out of Harold Green. He's a guy that simply has not been happy in the past playing in the Cincinnati Stripes. Had a sensational year 2 years ago going to the Pro Bowl. Felt he got slighted on a salary increase, and but if he gets back to form, they could be tough.
Langer on a good fake. And throws the ball into the turf, intending it for Sadowski, the tight end. Under a lot of pressure from Jeff Hunter there. Hunter showed some speed. Good pass rusher. The Buccaneers really think they have another outstanding pass rusher with Jeff Hunter on one side, Curry on the other.
Of course, he takes over for Ray Seals, and that is the big question mark now in this Buccaneer defense. Can Jeff Hunter fill the shoes of Ray Seals in those 8.5 sacks from a year ago? At least on that play, it looked pretty good.
3rd down and 6. Pass intended for Pickens. That'll bring up 4th down for the Bengals. Charles Demery had Pickens covered up. Demery, a new guy in that Buccaneers secondary.
And a good pressure on that play by Demetrius DeBose with the blitz from his outside linebacker position. And so far what we have seen out of this Buccaneers defense, they have been very impressive in getting pressure on the quarterback.
Doug Pelfrey to attempt a 33-yard field goal. Pelfrey in his 2nd year from the University of Kentucky. A fine rookie season. And he drills it. So the Bengals take advantage of a Buccaneer turnover on the Buccaneers' first possession, their first snap actually, and take a 3-0 lead in the first quarter.
How to build a better newscast. Work harder. Break the story. Cover it live. Scoop the competition. Get the news fast. Deliver it first. Produce one newscast at the most convenient time. And do it again tomorrow.
The original 10 o'clock news. 44 News at 10.
We keep you up to date, not up too late.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not here merely to remind you that Lincoln Mercury dealers are selling more cars than you are. I'm here to blame you.
Maybe if you made quality cars like Lincoln Mercury, we'd be able to match their summer deals. Right, guys?
The Lincoln Mercury Summer Sales Drive is on now with great deals across the board, like Mercury Cougar XR7 with its wraparound interior, standard dual airbags, and more.
Any more questions?
See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
My John Deere dealer delivered my mower right to my house.
Our Deere dealer made financing our mowers so easy, we bought 3 more.
There's just no end to the advantages your John Deere dealer offers you.
My Deere dealer gave me 30 days to see if I liked it. I liked it.
The Bucs start here on 44. The Bucs start here. You won't miss a score. Wham, bam, Bakerstown. Looks like the playoffs this year.
David Steele and Chris Collinsworth, former Cincinnati Bengal, 8 years with the Bengals. Chris, an outstanding wide receiver. We're with you tonight from Tampa Stadium. And your former team has taken a 3-0 lead, but defensively the Bucs looked awfully good in those first 2 Cincinnati possessions, Chris.
Yeah, you really have to be excited about the way the Buccaneers defense responded. You see the so-called scoring drive, basically all it was 3 and out and kicked the field goal because of the fumbled snap. Going to make some mistakes early in the preseason, but Buccaneers defense, at least so far, are picking up exactly where they left off at the end of last season. Really didn't play very well in the first 9 games or so, but over those final 7 games, this Buccaneers defense really is good as any in the National Football League.
Pelfrey to kick off. Turner and Wilson, the deep man. This is Turner out of Carson Newman College. An exciting return man. And down he goes at the 31-yard line. Well, the coaching staff really likes this Turner, an explosive little package. Marcelo Simmons made the stop after a 24-yard return by Turner. Tampa Bay offensively led by Erickson. Vince Workman, a real workhorse last year for the Buccaneers. Anthony McDowell, the fullback. Hawkins and Copeland, 2 fine wide receivers, enjoyed outstanding seasons last year. And the new guy on the block, Jackie Harris, the big tight end, expected to add some spark to this offense. Gruber, Dill, Sullivan, Beckles, and Irwin. Tim Irwin, 13-year NFL veteran on an offensive line.
Look for Jackie Harris early in this game.
This is Workman. And Workman is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
Of course, the other guy that we have yet to talk about, of course, Eric Redd, Sam telling us that they thought they might have had him signed and in uniform tonight, but it just didn't happen as you look at the defense of the Cincinnati Bengals.
No huddle offense by the Buccaneers. 2nd and 10. The tight end Harris in motion. And Erickson throws to the big tight end. He is covered up by John Johnson. Boy, Johnson has made some big plays through the years for that San Francisco ball club, and a big play there on Harris.
Turk Schoenert, the quarterback coach, telling me that Jackie Harris just has big suction cups for hands, and they're excited about having that guy. He can do it all. He can catch it, and he can catch it and run with it, which is a weapon they haven't had in Tampa for several years.
3rd down for the Bucs, and 7 from the 34. Erickson over the middle. Hawkins has got it at the 49-yard line. John Johnson on the stop. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers.
Courtney Hawkins really became the go-to guy for Craig Erickson last year, and you can see why. He's become a possession receiver, willing to take the hit. That was a big-time hit over the middle, but boy, it's impressive when you can see a young receiver go up and make that kind of a catch, take the hit, and hang on to the football.
Buccaneer offensive line. Good job protecting Erickson that time as well, which might be just as important as Hawkins' ability to catch the ball in traffic. And if the Bucs draw the Bengals offside with a off-balance count, Big Dan Wilkinson, the #1 draft pick out of Ohio State.
Encroachment, number 99, defense.
Yep.
5 yards,
off.
still 1st down.
I wonder if they're going to ask for any of that $5 million signing bonus back per penalty, maybe. $5 million to sign a piece of paper. I was talking to Bill Connolly, the business manager for the Bengals. I asked him if the Bengals owner, Mike Brown, may have shed a few drops of sweat on that piece of paper that he had to pass over to Dan Wilkinson. They say he's a great player, though. Exceedingly quick, uses his hands well.
6'5", 313, clock 4.72 in the 40. A swing pass to Workman. Trying to turn the corner. He'll be close to a 1st down. Tovar, the linebacker, took him out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Workman does a good job catching the ball out of that backfield, doesn't he, Chris?
He really does. He's become their all-purpose player, and great job here by Craig Erickson. James Francis came on the blitz. Erickson read it dumped it off to Workman, pick up the first down. That's what you like to see out of a young quarterback, that kind of poise, and that's what you have to wonder if Trent Dilfer is going to be able to come to that kind of understanding quickly with this Buccaneers offense.
Tight end Armstrong in motion. And Workman runs right in behind big Armstrong for about a 2 or 3 yard gain to the 38-yard line of Cincinnati.
I think the biggest
the tackle.
I think the biggest question for the Tampa Bay offense this year is, can they get their running game going? Of course, they lose Reggie Cobb to the Green Bay Packers. Now the burden really falls on Vince Workman and Eric Rett. Mazio Royster will get a look, but this is a team that didn't get it done running the ball a year ago.
Workman was spotted down at about the 39, so we'll call it 2nd and 9.
Watch for a quick pass here. I think the audible for a quick pass.
To Jackie Harris, the tight end, has about another yard, and that's all. Big hit by Vincent on the corner.
Well, that's what they want to do. They want to just simply dump the ball out to Jackie Harris. He's 240-plus pounds. Hope that he breaks a tackle like that and picks up a few yards. They are going to take their chances more often than not when they get Jackie Harris matched up against a strong safety or a defensive back.
Ball is at the 37, where it is 3rd and 6. That's another quick toss. Pass is caught, but short of the first down at the 36-yard line. Darrell Williams on the stop of McDowell, the fullback.
Well, definitely field goal range for Michael Husted after what he did a year ago with that 57-yarder. He's a threat.
That 57-yarder had about 5 or 10.
That's what they say. They said that thing was still moving.
Dan Straczynski will hold. This will be a 53-yard attempt from Husted. He had the distance, but he was wide left. We have a penalty flag, however, on the field.
If that's against the Bengals, it will be very close to a first down, but it looks like it'll be against the Buccaneers.
Illegal formation, offense. That penalty is declined. First down, timeout.
The Bengals take over the football at their own 36-yard line. We'll be back in a moment from Tampa Stadium.
What's the next thing, Dion? Soccer, anyone? Must be a fan. Powerade. It's not the old thing. It's the next thing. And that's a good thing. Should have worn my helmet. Powerade. The next thing.
At Tire Kingdom, we've really been working hard to give you the best tire buying experience you ever had. We start with expert advice and the absolute lowest prices. Tire Kingdom offers the best choice of tires found anywhere. We've simplified tire service so you don't have to deal with a lot of add-on charges and extras. And we've thoroughly trained our people to give you the fastest, most professional service possible. At Tire Kingdom, you'll get the best tire buying experience you ever had. Or we'll give you your money back. And that's the best guarantee you can get.
Before your next haircut, you should find out if the haircut, the shampoo, and the conditioning rinse are all included for one low price, like it always is at Fantastic Sam's. And if it isn't, you should be wondering, why not? Then you should ask, where's the nearest Sam's? And while we can't answer the first question, we're only too happy to answer the second. Fantastic Sam's. It's your hair. Use your head.
On the brink of war.
The situation in the demilitarized zone is deteriorating rapidly.
With nowhere else to turn.
Put down your weapons.
Shoot them! As ally becomes enemy.
We're in a war here, and I intend to win it. You'll have to get through me first.
Sometimes the only solution.
Will you help me stop the Maquis? you have a deal.
Is to join the other side on the next Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Tonight at 7, only on Channel 44.
The Bengals scored on a Doug Pelfrey 33-yard field goal. They lead 3-0. They'll have the football as play resumes from Tampa Stadium. Preseason game number 1. And Cincinnati with the football at their own 43-yard line. We did not note that the rule change this year gives the ball to the Bengals at the spot of the attempted field goal. So that's one of several significant rule changes in the NFL this year. 2-point conversion, another, Chris.
Now, they're actually trying to discourage field goals by doing that, but I think all it's really going to do is encourage coaches to use the pooch punt instead of going for the field goal.
When you got a guy like Husted, though, you got to give him a shot to get 3 points for your ball club from 50 yards because he can make them consistently.
Yeah, but it is a big field position risk because if you send your punter on the field, the Bengals probably backed up inside their 10-yard line or around their 10-yard line, and instead they're out starting this drive out around midfield.
And we're back to throw on first down. And he has Sadowski, the tight end, across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line of Tampa Bay. Marty Carter, the strong safety, there to make the stop.
Last year, Marty Carter set a record for defensive backs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 130 tackles. He is all over the field, and when he gets a head on you, generally you go down.
Dave Shula, the head coach. Youngest head coach in the National Football League, 35 years of age, and in his 3rd season as head coach of the Bengals. Rookie Darnay Scott in motion. And the handoff to Broussard, and Steve Broussard picks up the first down. Dotson there to make the stop along with Bernard Wilson, big number 96. Broussard, an interesting pickup. Boy, high hopes for him out of college. He came out of Washington State, an All-American, first-round pick of the Atlanta Falcons.
They keep trying to compare him to James Brooks in Cincinnati. I'm not quite ready to buy that one yet.
Harold Green back in the ball game, lined up behind Klingler. Green with a handoff. Nice spin by Green to the 36-yard line of Tampa Bay. Dotson and Bussey along with DuBose there to make the tackle.
Here you see why Harold Green was a Pro Bowl running back a couple of years ago. Watch the move. Beautiful spin move, keeps his feet going. That's the kind of off-tackle run that you just love to see in the National Football League. Boy, those offensive coordinators love this 2nd down and 2 call.
You got, boy.
Dotson almost had Klingler. And then Sadowski with the catch inside the 25. Troy Sadowski played with Bruce Coslett with the Jets. And I think Coslett has a lot of confidence in this big guy. Bussey made the stop for the Buccaneers.
Santana Dotson had his mitts on David Klingler and simply could not get him down. Klingler, a big, strong guy, over 200 pounds. And he's used to getting hit. David Klingler was sacked 53 times last year, so somebody with their hands on him is no shock to him.
Darnay Scott in motion. Klingler under pressure again, and he threw the ball in behind the intended receiver. Big pressure by Dotson once again.
Santana Dotson just absolutely having his way with Derek Brills, and that is not a good sign for the Bengals, but very good indeed for Buccaneers fans. Santana Dotson, of course, Rookie of the Year with 10 sacks in his rookie season. Had a tremendous year. Came back with 5 sacks a season ago. Not quite as impressive, but at least thus far he has looked sharp tonight.
Rookie Darnay Scott can't pull it in inside the 20. Martin Mayhew maybe made him a little nervous coming up from behind.
And Martin Mayhew may be one of the happier guys on the playing field tonight. He gets a chance to go back and play that left corner position that he is so accustomed to. When he was playing with the Washington Redskins, he played the left corner. Of course, with Ricky Reynolds here, he was forced to go over to the right side. Now Ricky Reynolds gone, playing with New England, and he gets to flip back where he's more accustomed.
How do you keep up with all the player moves in this league? Indeed. Broussard on the carry. Stacked up. DuBose playing an excellent first quarter. And on the stop.
How'd you like to beat Demetrius DuBose playing behind Hardy Nickerson? He may never step on the field unless he keeps playing like this. Nice job by Demetrius DuBose, a young linebacker out of Notre Dame. Always plays with so much emotion. Real free spirit with Lou Holtz's club at Notre Dame. Had a chance to do a couple of those games there, and he's played well. Nickerson not playing tonight because of a neck burn.
Pelfrey, another field goal try. This one from about 38, and it's good. So the Bengals take a 6-0 lead late in the first quarter from Tampa Stadium.
Buick Value Days are ending soon. You'll either be driving the best or wishing you were. Celebrate American values and save on LeSabre. Buy it fully equipped for under $20,000. Century full power, including airbag and anti-lock brakes, priced under $15,000. Regal, one very hot car. Buick Value Days at your Florida Buick dealers now.
Picture, if you will, an abandoned hotel. Inside, you embark on a journey that defies the very laws of nature, dropping you faster than the force of gravity. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, new at the Disney MGM Studios.
And now it's time for good news from McDonald's.
The good news is now you can get a Big Mac for the amazing low price of only 99 cents.
The other good news is Big Mac's one-of-a-kind taste with 2 mouth-watering all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun, all for only 99 cents plus tax.
Wait a minute, Dave. Isn't there any bad news?
Only if you miss out on the great taste of a Big Mac. Now just 99 cents only at McDonald's.
What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
This girl, she isn't coming home.
I got a proposition for you.
Bing, bing, bang. $10,000. Freeze!
On the run from the cops and the crooks.
I trusted you! Lord up!
Midnight run for your life. Monday night at 8, only on Channel 44.
Cincinnati behind a pair of field goals by Doug Pelfrey. Take a 6-0 lead. Lee Johnson teeing it up on a 1-inch tee this year. One of several rule changes. We already mentioned a couple of the others. The spot on a missed field goal, the 2-point conversion.
He's also kicking from the 30-yard line instead of the 35. It's a good rule. Bring the kickoff return back into the game.
Left-footed Johnson drives it low, and it's fielded by Turner at about the 10-yard line. Penalty flag down. Turner, who has returned kicks for Buffalo and the Rams, Detroit, and Tampa Bay. Tackled by Simmons. Let's check the flag.
Of course. I think they should just make holding legal on kickoff
Holding
returns.
number 57 on the run back. 10 yards, first down.
Ed Brady. Former Bengal. Boy, it just takes the steam out of a great kick return like that. Vernon Turner, you can see why they're so excited about him. He led the Rams in kick returns in 91 and 92, and everyone you talk to on this Tampa Bay coaching staff, they mention his name in the first 3 anyway.
We are late in the first quarter. Buccaneers trying to get something going offensively, and a handoff to Workman. Crumry right on top of the play along with Ty Parton.
They keep trying to say that Tim Crumry is too old, that he just can't get it done anymore, but he keeps on making plays. They draft #1 picks all around him. John Copeland, Dan Wilkinson, Alfred Williams, and they just can't get Tim Crumry off the field.
Crumry, a 10th round pick 12 years ago out of Wisconsin. He's still there. There's the ball thrown up the field. Jackie Harris with the catch. And now the Bengals run out of there with it. That ball must have popped out of there. Or was it wrestled away by James Francis?
That was a magical play by James Francis. Jackie Harris with the catch, and James Francis just simply takes it away from him. Jackie Harris, beautiful throw by Erickson. Makes the catch, tucks it away. Now watch James Francis sneak up from behind and not only strip it, but get it. Now pick up and go with it. Beautiful play by James Francis. Wow.
Great play by Francis, and a Buccaneer crowd geared up for a big offensive play. Suddenly looks at the Bengals knocking on the Bucs' door again at the 30-yard line.
Buccaneers just self-destructing offensively. The fumbled snap, and now the fumble. They're putting good plays together. They can't hold on to the football.
Second fumble by Tampa Bay. A flag goes down as Green is driven to the turf at the 27-yard line. Dotson there again on the stop. We got a penalty against Cincinnati this time.
Holding, number 72, offense. 10 yards, first down.
Scott Brumfield, second year out of Brigham Young, calling for holding.
One way to slow down that pass rush.
Two receivers left, one to the right for Klingler. Handoff right up the middle. Broussard knocked down by DeBose.
Demetrius DeBose just taking a page out of Hardy Nickerson's book. Out there getting his guys pumped up, talking a little trash, talking a little noise, and making big hits in the backfield for this Buccaneers defense. Doing a great job of reading the play and then shooting the gap and really making the play in the backfield.
DeBose only 22 years old. Santana Dotson only 23 years of age. Both have played extremely well in the first quarter tonight. Klingler steps up under pressure again, and there's Dotson. Penalty flag goes down again. And it's going to be holding, I believe, again against the Bengals.
And give credit to Jeff Hunter, the free agent from the Miami Dolphins, once again flushing David Klingler out of the pocket.
Tripping, 63 offense. That penalty is declined. Third down.
Veteran Joe Walter called for the clip. 130 overall starts with the Bengals.
I played with Joe in Cincinnati. He and his wife now run a hair salon, if you can believe that one. Joe just sweeps up mostly, though. He doesn't get the scissors in his hand very often.
Third down long. This play has been blown dead by the line judge at the 27-yard line. Demery hit him. The Bengals, I think, still have the football.
Carl Pickens just trying to get a little field position for the Bengals. And then Charles Demery, the free agent from Denver, comes up, makes a nice hit and strip. I think it was the correct call, though. There are about 40,000 that disagree.
Here's Pelfrey again. This will be a 45-yard attempt. Got plenty of leg in it. And it's good again. Doug Pelfrey, 33 yards, 39 yards, and 45-yard field goals in the first quarter. And the Bengals are up 9-0. Let's hold on to the ball, guys.
So hurry down. It's the Toyota Savings Event of the Year. Toyotathon deals then and now. And summer Toyotathon is still the best time to save. The Southeast.
We bought our Camry during the Toyotathon. We saved about $1,000.
Act now, and you can lease a Camry LE for a low $249 a month with automatic transmission, dual airbags, air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, power steering, cruise control, power windows, and locks. Yesterday and today. Over 16 years of Toyotathon, and it's still the best time to save.
I bought my car new in 1970. I drove a hockey team 190-mile round trip 3 times a week.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
I took good care of it. And when I reached 300,000, I thought, I've got to be a pretty good car.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer.
At 600,000, I thought, maybe it could be the Haviland.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
If you think this is a broad selection of tires, wait till you go to Pep Boys. Get $40 back on a set of 4 Michelin, Uniroyal, or Futura tires. $20 back on any 2.
The men, the coach, the strategy. The countdown has started for the Bucs to tackle the Seahawks. Put on your game face. Only Channel 44 goes behind the scenes minutes before the game. Countdown to kickoff. Saturday night at 6:30. Only on the home of the Bucs, Channel 44.
A sparkling summer sky over Tampa Bay. Well, the Bengals have sparkled here in the first quarter, lead 9-0 on a couple of Buccaneer turnovers, 2 fumbles. Greg Erickson has thrown for 53 yards in this first quarter. Cincinnati has 52 total yards, and yet the Bengals are up 9-0. Pelfrey will kick off again for the Bengals. Turner wants it and takes it at the 10. Turner to the 43-yard line. And no flag on the play. A 33-yard return by Vernon Turner.
I love it. The kickoff return is back in the National Football League. That 1-inch tee kicking from the 30-yard line will mean good money for people like Vernon Turner.
Oh.
He's an exciting young man.
You see that football almost slip out of there as he went down?
It's slippery.
Casey Weldon out of Florida State. 3-year veteran and a quarterback now for the Bucs. Battling Mark Vlasic. Not much running room there for Workman. He's tackled by Ty Parton near the line of scrimmage. That's going to be an interesting battle. Fred Dilfer signed earlier in the week, and obviously Dilfer's going to challenge Erickson for the #1 job. And then you look at Weldon and Mark Vlasic, perhaps battling out for the #3 position.
At least based on what we saw last year, Weldon would probably have the upper hand over Mark Vlasic.
Jackie Harris, the new addition, tight end, jumped the snap.
Well, Green Bay's on that different time zone. He's just
He's an hour late.
Yes. A little adjusting to do. You can see the ability, though. He's made some big plays, had the fumble, but certainly adds another dimension for this Buccaneer offense.
That's the end of the first quarter.
There's the end of the quarter. The Buccaneers fumble the ball twice, and Cincinnati catches in with 3 first-period field goals, and it's 9-0. We'll be back to Tampa Stadium.
It's time to play the Buck Start Here sweepstakes, and this is your chance to win a 31-inch color TV. Grab your sweepstakes number. It's on the back of your Channel 44 sweepstakes flyer. And if the last 2 digits of your number end in 37, that's 37, be the 4th caller at 1-800-644-WTOG now. If you don't have a sweepstakes number, you can get yours at Pizza Hut, Mr. Pool, or Yaya's. It's the Buck Start Here sweepstakes, only from Channel 44.
Hey, here's a deal that's going to knock the competition right out of the picture. How does low 2.9 financing for up to 48 months or $750 cash back on a new Ford F-150 grab you? Hey, this is one great deal, but only for a limited time. And this F-150's got a driver's side airbag. Chevy doesn't. But you've got to hurry. Low 2.9 financing or $750 cash back in your pocket and soon. Hurry. See your local Southern Ford dealer today.
Life's hard. Beats hard. Come on, sink your teeth in. Soft tacos feel so fine. $59.79.99. Taco Bell. Beef was supreme and new Monterey Jack chicken with guac and jack cheese sauce at Taco Bell. Don't keep your teeth in suspense. Just $59.79.99. Life's hard. Beats hard. Cross the border.
You get up early, you work hard, and your time is valuable. You want to stay informed, but you can't make it home for the 6 o'clock news, and staying up until 11 is just too late. Don't wait until 11. Turn on 44 News at 10. We'll give you the coverage you can count on in a fast-paced, straight-to-the-point newscast at a time that works for you.
The original 10 o'clock news, 44 News at 10.
We keep you up to date, not up too late.
Did you ever get the feeling you've been put here to serve everyone but yourself? Day after day, night after night after night. I mean, wouldn't it be great if there were one night just for you? Well, soon there will be. Aaron Spelling presents Heaven Help Us and Robin's Hoods. 2 new exciting dramas from the same people who brought you 90210 and Melrose Place. Hang in there. Your night will soon be here.
From Aaron Spelling. Mondays beginning August 22nd only on Channel 44.
Second quarter gets underway. Casey Weldon on second down. Intended for Hawkins, incomplete. Rod Jones, the former Buck, on the coverage. And that'll bring up third down and 14 for Tampa Bay. Trailing the Bengals 9-0. Second quarter just underway from Tampa Stadium.
And David, we're seeing the same problem with this Buccaneers offense that we saw a year ago, and that being simply the inability to run the football. There it is, as graphically as you want to see it. People may begin to wonder how much longer Eric Rhett is going to be out. I talked to Sam Weiss just before the game. He thought that they were very close on the deal. In fact, he thought there was a possibility he might even play tonight, but apparently that didn't happen.
Weldon on third down. Good protection. And he drops it in perfectly. That's Hawkins on the reception for a first down. Great throw by Weldon.
Casey Weldon second in the Heisman balloting during his senior season at FSU, and here you see why. Watch this, beautifully done. The touch pass up over the top. Good job bringing it in by Courtney Hawkins, who has really become the favorite receiver for all these quarterbacks wearing the orange and white.
33 yards. Rudy Harris, the fullback, still on his feet. Inside the 10 is Rudy Harris. Vincent saved a touchdown. What a bullish run by the big guy out of Clemson University.
Rudy Harris doesn't get the football very often. Maybe he'll get a little more. Watch this run. 1 tackle broken. 2, 3, 4. Can somebody say Larry Zonka? Beautiful job of running the football down the field by Rudy Harris, and this crowd certainly appreciates the effort.
It's first and goal for the Buccaneers. Harris had 29 yards rushing last year. He had 20 on one haul tonight. Harris, the only running back. Weldon just shy of the end zone. Darrell Williams kept him out of there. Good pump fake by Weldon.
Casey Weldon, as all quarterbacks do, he wanted a touchdown pass. He was looking hard. Probably could have made it fairly easily if he had just taken off initially and tried to run. And now just misses a big blow from Darrell Williams down to the 1-yard line.
That had concussion written all over.
Oh, yes.
Two tight ends, two backs. Second and goal. And it's Royster trying to vault over the top. Mazio Royster denied the end zone. It'll be third down and goal.
Look how far in the backfield John Copeland, the #1 pick of the Bengals a year ago, got on that play. He was 3 yards deep in the backfield and knocked Royster off his feet before he had a chance to jump.
And I think was held in the process.
Simply overpowering the Buccaneers offensive line.
Royster and Harris once again line up behind a quarterback. Weldon is dumped. Copeland at the 11.
Beckles pulls. It opens the door for Copeland. They try to use the play action, get Weldon out in front, but John Copeland, the big stud from Alabama, who was, of course, the teammate of Eric Curry. They combined for, boy, what a defense they had that year at Alabama. They won the national championship. You all know what Curry can do. Now you get a little taste of John Copeland as well.
Houston will try one from 27. This one's good. So the Buccaneers are on the board. They trail the Bengals 9-3.
Ice brewed the right way for more of what you want in a beer.
What?
Nothing. Brewed light for less of what you don't.
All right. Who's the...
Here, Miller Lite Ice. It's new.
Who are you?
Light Ice guy. Oh.
You all right, boy? What, he can't see?
Some get it, some don't.
Hey, are you from heaven?
No, Milwaukee.
Wow.
If you get it, get it.
Falling in love again. What am I to do?
Now the whole family can fall in love with Pizza Hut, because now you can get any medium specialty pizza plus any medium single topping pizza, all for just $11.99. So you can fall in love again and again with Pizza Hut.
In love again. Oh, I can't help it.
Bond Auto Sales is overstocked with hundreds of extra clean one-owner cars, hundreds of sporty cars as low as $6.99 down, imports and economy cars from only $5.99 down, a huge selection of luxury cars, pickups and vans from only $4.99 down. With easy 60-minute on-the-lot financing, your credit is always good at Bond. That's Bond Auto Sales, 7901 North Florida Avenue next to the river in Tampa, US 19 and 58th Avenue North St. Pete. Bond Auto Sales, better buys on both sides of the bay.
What do Sylvester Stallone, Marissa Tomei, Kirk Douglas, Don Amici, Vincent Spano, Peter Rieger, Linda Gray, Harry Shearer, and Tim Curry...
You've got a dangling participle.
...all have in common? They're looking for Oscar.
Who's Oscar?
The hilarious John Landis comedy.
Look!
With Academy Award winner Marissa Tomei and Sylvester Stallone.
That's just so you won't forget.
Oscar. Tuesday night at 8 on Channel 44.
Early in the second quarter, all the scoring so far in the game on field goals. Pelfrey, 3 for Cincinnati. Michael Houston has just driven one through for the Bucs. And Houston tees it up at the 30-yard line. Eric Ball and Patrick Robinson stand deep for the Bengals. Great kick by Houston. Ball from the goal line. And And his excellent kick and coverage by Tampa Bay. DeBose is there to make the stop on the special team.
Well, that is some kick. You get the ball down around the end zone when you're kicking from the 30-yard line. What a weapon he's turned into, and a surprise, a great surprise for Sam White and this Buccaneers team from a year ago. Donald Hollis now in the quarterback for the Bengals.
And you got it right, Chris. That is a weapon, I think, with this 1-inch tee kicking from the 30. If you've got a kicker that can keep people backed up in check, that's going to be a big weapon for NFL teams this year. We have a new quarterback, Don Hollis, now calling signals for the Bengals. Hands it off to Derek Finner. Finner tripped up by Tony Covington near the line of scrimmage, but he stumbles forward for a couple of yards. Hollis, in his third year out of Rice, and a knee injury, did not play last year. He's battling Jay Schrader for the #2 quarterback spot for Cincinnati.
And it's good to see Tony Covington make a play. Boy, here's a guy that's really struggled with injuries over the last couple of years, his knee and his back. And when he's healthy, he's certainly a very effective, strong safety.
Second down and 6. Hollis hits the tight end, Craig Thompson. Thompson goes down. They're only a couple of yards. There's Covington again.
You don't mind the receivers making those catches for 2 and 3 yards as long as you make the good, sure, open field tackle. Textbook right here by Tony Covington. Watch him get his head in there, wrap the arms. Nah, baby, nah. You're going nowhere today.
Tony Covington out of the University of Virginia has been plagued by injuries. A couple of big hits here in the second quarter. Third down and 2. Penalty flag is thrown. Stargell with the catch, and another flag goes down. Rather, Thompson, the tight end, with a catch. Vidal Mills may have delivered a hit a little bit too late. I'm not sure about the first penalty flag.
And DeBose again right in the backfield.
The officials have to sort this one out. I think 2 different flags went down. One in the
We
backfield.
have an illegal formation foul against the offense. We have a personal foul, number 19 on the defense. That's a 5-15 situation. 15 yards from the previous spot for the offense. First down.
And if you understood all of that, then you may be eligible to win a major award. Let's see the hit on Mills.
Well, that's a tough call. Those guys are moving so fast out there. I know they want to try and clean up the late hits, but you've got a young rookie out of Jefferson High School right here in Tampa before the home crowd for the first time.
5-yard penalty is declined. The 15-yard penalty is enforced. First down.
That's a new rule that they put in last year, and one that I frankly find a little bit hard to understand. You basically negate the 5-yard penalty and simply tack on the 15. So the penalty by the offense meant absolutely nothing. I mean, I could see them marking off 10 yards, but it makes no sense that they completely negate the 5-yard penalty.
Hollis hands it off to Finner. Good cut to the inside. Finner bangs downfield for about 7 yards. Vidal Mills on the stop. Derek Finner out of the University of North Carolina, veteran. 482 yards rushing last year. Well, this Bengal team, though, had about as much problem running the ball as Tampa Bay did a year ago.
Boy, they really did. They were only 3 rushing touchdowns all of last season. To put that in perspective, San Francisco had 26.
Hollis stepping up. The ball pops loose. And it is Broussard falling on it for Cincinnati. Chidi Ahanatu knocked it loose for the Bucs.
Looked like Bernard Wilson may have gotten a pretty good chunk of Hollis on this one as well. Hollis really sort of lost the football before Wilson got hold of him. And then the scramble was on. Constant pressure, though, by this Buccaneers defense. And if you can do that in this league, you'll have success defensively. Something that was missing from this ball club a year ago.
Third down and 9. Hollis trying to keep his composure against this Buccaneer rush. There's a penalty flag. And a dead ball foul.
Delay of the game. Offense. 5 yards. Third down.
Not supposed to happen with the transmitters in the helmets this year. David Klingler, the Bengals quarterback, was showing me his helmet on the field, and there's about a 1-inch in diameter little speaker in his helmet. But the thing is added like 2 pounds to their helmet. I mean, Klingler was saying, I think I can run through a brick wall with this thing now. It is really heavy, and it's the heaviest helmet I've ever felt. Certainly wouldn't want to wear it.
Bengals are 0 for 4 third down conversion. This 3rd and 14. And this play is going nowhere. Center dropped by Jimmy Williams and Dodson again. Dodson played one heck of a first half for Tampa Bay. That'll bring up 4th down.
And let's give a tip of the cap to Jimmy Williams as well. Here's a veteran player that got his chance at the end of last season when this Buck defense started playing much better. And he stepped in, played very well when given the opportunity.
Lee Johnson was a barefooted kicker when he joined Cincinnati several years ago. Courtney Hawkins from the 15. And a nice return out to the 25. We are 6:57 left in the second quarter, and it is 9-3. Cincinnati on top of the Bucs.
The Bucs are here. They're here on 44.
Put on your game face. They're going to be sleepless in Seattle. It's the Bucs and the Seahawks live in prime time. Saturday night at 7. Only on the home of the Bucs, Channel 44.
For flashing, dashing, football action, the Bucs start here. The Bucs start here.
The big, tough Mazda trucks, available with 3 powerful engine options, including a 4.0-liter V6. The Mazda B2300 SE is loaded with these standard features. And right now, with Mazda savings on the spot, you can get it all for $169 a month for 24 months with 0 down. So see your Mazda dealer now, because we make exceptional trucks affordable. Lease a B2300 SE for $169 a month with 0 down.
Hi, I'm Jim, and this is Joe. But this is no ordinary Joe. No. This is a Joe that works at Cash and Carry, which means that she'll do anything she can to make sure your shopping experience is just the very best it can be. In fact, with the new Cash and Carry service commitment, when you say jump, see, this is the kind of thing you'll see. Not some namby-pamby little jump like that like at other stores. No, sir. Up in the air, straight up like a rocket. You bet. Cash and Carry, we're working hard to keep you coming back. I can do that.
Every time they get a call.
Sounds like several people have been shot.
Every time they stop a car.
Stay right where you are!
Every time they walk through a door.
Hands up, let me see your hands!
They've got to be asking themselves, am I going home tonight?
You got an officer down behind Circus.
Take a ride on the toughest streets in America. And never forget, what you're seeing is real. Cops. Weeknights at 7:30 only on Channel 44.
In the first half, David Steele, Chris Collinsworth, preseason game number 1 for both the Bucs and the Bengals, and it looks like preseason game number 1, really, for both teams. Bucs have had a couple of turnovers and helped the Bengals to several field goals.
Nice drive last time out, though, by Casey Weldon. Let's see if he can get one back-to-back.
Buccaneers moved the ball right to the doorstep of the goal line and then couldn't put it in and settled for a field goal. Weldon back in at quarterback. Hand off to Harris. No, he kept it. Weldon did. What a good fake. trying to hit Armstrong, and there's another penalty flag down. We have had our share of penalty flags in the first half. The Bengals really went after that fake to Harris.
I thought Casey Weldon made a mistake on that play. He had a man running down the middle of the field without a free safety. And to be honest with you, I couldn't exactly pick up who that was. I think it was Charles Wilson.
Ineligible man downfield on a forward pass. Number 60. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Also had a bonus receiver down the field, and Jim
Maybe
Pine.
that was your open man.
That's right. If it was the fastest center I've ever seen in my life. But if Casey could have held in the pocket just 1 second longer, I believe he would have delivered that one well down the field.
There's Royster now in the backfield, and Royster gets the handoff on a draw play. Big opener, and Royster out beyond the 30 before Lance Gunn, the strong safety, takes him down.
Mazio Royster, every year in preseason we say he's going to get more playing time this year. He's going to be more of a factor. A slashing kind of runner out of USC, very much in the picture of the Heisman balloting a few years back, and bright young man. That's what Sam Weich likes about him, that he has grasped this offense. He knows where to go, knows who to block, and that's very important when you're dealing with Sam Weich's multiple offense.
Bucks have Lamar Thomas, Charles Wilson, Tyree Davis, the 3 wide receivers. And a pressure from the Bengals, and Weldon drills it. First down, Tampa Bay. Davis with the catch. Little guy out of Central Arkansas.
Let's give credit now to Mazio Royster for setting this one up. Tyree Davis with a nice move, completely turning his man around. But it was Royster in the backfield that made the nice block on the linebacker that gave Weldon just time enough to get that one down the field to Tyree Davis.
Willie Green is checked in. He's wide at the top of your screen. Charles Wilson wide left. Another audible by Weldon. Hurry. Just did get the snap off. And Royster driven down by Gary Howe. A good yardage on first down again for Tampa Bay.
Royster maybe not the fastest guy in the National Football League, and there's Rudy Harris, who had that big run earlier in the game. Shaken up.
Already one injured Buck. Courtney Hawkins has been taken to the locker room for an x-ray on his hand, and we'll update that. Rudy Harris as soon as we get the information. 9-3 Cincinnati leading Tampa Bay. Back in a moment.
When my doctor said to start exercising, I knew I wasn't 25 anymore. That's when I called Phil, my nationwide insurance agent.
Jim had some questions, so we did a nationwide care review. We talked about his financial plan, life insurance, disability coverage, even retirement.
And we covered everything.
It turns out Jim was okay just the way he was.
Insurance-wise, right?
Right.
Call Nationwide for all your insurance needs. In Sebring, call Mac Byron. In Brandon, call David Haney. Nationwide is on your side.
When it comes to compact pickups, Bay Area residents are making the right choice in record numbers.
The 1994 Chevy S10. Dollar for dollar, the best value in the market today.
Air conditioning, anti-lock brakes, power steering, tinted glass, and a whole lot more.
Before trade or any other dealer discounts, $99.80. $99.80.
The 94 Chevy S10, the right choice for thousands of Bay Area residents.
While there's still time, just $99.80.
See one of your Bay Area Chevrolet Geo dealers today.
Introducing new popcorn shrimp, but Long John Silver's. Buy the pound or buy the meal, you get a lot for a little. Now that's a nice change. New popcorn shrimp at Long John Silver's. This offer won't last long, so pop in soon. Long John Silver's.
Fresh is
fun,
cool,
amazing,
hilarious, very nice, wild, fresh.
fresh is pretty. Funny.
Fresh is Carlton Banks.
Fresh is yo.
The Fresh Prince. Fresh is coming.
Fresh is Will Smith.
All week long.
Yes.
Get Fresh.
Fresh is funky.
Fresh is what? Fresh is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, coming all week long.
This September, only on Channel 44.
Back at Tampa Stadium, 9-3. The Bengals lead the Buccaneers, still in the first half of preseason game number 1. And Rudy Harris says, get that stretcher out of here. I'll get my own self off the field. The stretcher was summoned, but Harris jumped up before the stretcher could get out there and jogged off. So that's good news for Buccaneer fans.
Rudy Harris, one of 12 children. He's the 10th oldest of 11 boys. It's like to be battling the chicken.
Get to the table early in that household. Off up the middle. Royster inside the 25-yard line. Lance Gunn and Kevin Jefferson, a linebacker, to make the stop on Mazio Royster.
Royster may be the best negotiating tool that the Buccaneers have in the Eric Rhett negotiations. Couple more runs like this, Eric may be in. Nice job. Again, not the fastest of guys in the National Football League, but you see that slashing style of running, a la Marcus Allen. Now, I don't want to put him in the same category, but he runs with that same style.
And 44 yards for Royster. Vernon Turner's in the backfield now with McDowell. The little guy, Turner. Made a great move to turn the corner. Jukes out of bounds inside the 20. Well, you saw some nifty footwork there by little Vernon Turner. 5'8", 185 pounds. They list him at 185.
And I think he may have broken a face mask there as well in the backfield. Nice job just using that great speed, getting out around the corner. The scouting report is going to be in on this guy, though, after this ball game. He won't be sneaking in the backfield in the weeks to come.
Royster back in the game. The Bucs now beginning to pile up some yards on the ground. Casey Weldon directing this Buccaneer drive. The fullback, McDowell, about a yard or two short of the first down. Jefferson, number 57, rookie linebacker, on the stop.
Here's Charles McCray, the former #1 pick, talking with some of the Buccaneers coaches before this ball game. They said he's been very impressive so far in camp. Some questions about even whether or not he was going to make this ball club because of his large salary.
Nice hole up the middle. Royster for a first down at the 15-yard line. Well, they may have to measure. It looked like he cleared the strike. McGee on the tackle for Cincinnati.
And guess what the crowd wants him to do if it's short? There's really been an enthusiastic crowd tonight for the first preseason game. They gave all the players a nice ovation. Sam White's a nice ovation. Good to see the enthusiasm still in Tampa. I think the fact they worked so hard during the offseason to get some extra players may have helped.
That close to a first down. Sam White's making a decision on the sideline. Really a no-brainer, especially in a preseason game like this, Chris.
I agree.
If nothing else, an opportunity to work on short yardage.
Man coverage, throw in the end zone.
And the first down. McDowell, the fullback. And he broke across the 15-yard line to pick up the 1st and 10. Alfred Williams made the tackle. We're late in the second quarter. The Buccaneers driving, trailing by 6.
What kind of meal could your family get for $14.99? Family A has 1 3/4 large pizzas.
3/4?
Family B has the Mega Meal, new from KFC. 8 pieces of chicken or Colonel's Rotisserie Gold chicken, 6 hot wings,
Hot wings?
large mashed potatoes and gravy, large coleslaw, potato wedges, 4 biscuits, and an apple pie.
Pie?
For a great deal on a great deal of food, pizza can't compare to the Mega Meal, just $14.99, only at KFC.
We're saving money by clearing these cars out, and we're passing those savings right along to you.
That guy knows what he's talking about. Then and now, Summer Toyotathon is still the best time to save. On a Corolla lease, just $179 a month with automatic transmission, dual airbags, air conditioning, AM/FM radio. Or save on Tercel. With incentives and cash back, you can pay as low as $79.80. Over 16 years later, and Toyotathon savings are still going strong. See your Toyota dealer now.
What is it about cars and Shell? What is it that makes Shell the world's best-selling gasoline? Perhaps it's just chemistry. Shell, the world's best-selling gasoline.
She's gonna kiss away my blues. She's always on my mind. Gotta get home by 7 to get my laugh. It's Roseanne time. Every night after work, I can't wait to walk through that door. Gotta get home by 7. It's Roseanne on 44.
Roseanne, weeknights at 7 on WTOG 44.
Tampa Bay Buccaneer drive began at its 25-yard line. The Bucs have moved it 61 yards in 9 plays in their 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line of Cincinnati. Casey Weldon, young quarterback from Florida State, has directed this march. Royster wrapped up by Dan Wilkinson, Big Daddy, with big dollars. #1 pick from Ohio State.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's the first play that he's made tonight. That's the first time I can remember us calling his name other than on a penalty. They say his greatest asset is his ability to get his hands up quickly on the offensive lineman and shed the block and use that great speed that he has.
Well, he's a young guy, 21 years old, was a sophomore last year at Ohio State. He may still be growing. Incomplete. Lamar Thomas caught that football but was out of bounds. Leonard Wheeler had good coverage on him, but Weldon laid it up nice and soft. Thomas almost had a great catch there.
Well, you hear about the questionable hands of Lamar Thomas, but what a beautiful catch there. Goes up with one hand and snags that thing. Rudy Harris again banged up on the play.
Tampa Bay.
It's an automatic charge timeout in the last 2 minutes of a half.
Rudy Harris limping off the field. Casey Weldon thought he had 6.
Mr. Chairman, I'm not here merely to remind you that Lincoln Mercury dealers are selling more cars than you are. I'm here to blame you.
Maybe if you made quality cars like Lincoln Mercury, we'd be able to match their summer deals. Right, guys?
The summer sales drive is on, featuring Mercury Grand Marquis at just $19,990. Florida's best-selling full-size car, ranked best model in its price class and initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates.
Any more questions?
See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
If you think this is a broad selection of tires, wait till you go to Pep Boys. Get $40 back on a set of 4 Michelin, Uniroyal, or Futura tires. $20 back on any 2. Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you.
Now at Pep Boys, get up to a $20 rebate on our premium brake service, up to $40 on our super brake service.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
Where do you find quality custom-made rattan furniture at the lowest prices? You go to the Rattan Factory in North Tampa. Come and browse through the wide selection of beautiful, comfortable rattan with many custom finishes and thousands of fabric colors. You'll dance for joy when your new rattan set is delivered from the Rattan Factory, located at 14403 Northdale Mabry in the Grand Plaza Showroom, North Tampa. Phone 962-7558. Come on in. It'll make you feel like you live in Florida.
Every time they get a call,
Sounds like several people have been shot.
every time they stop a car,
Stay right where you are!
every time they walk through a door,
Hands up, let me see your hands!
they've got to be asking themselves, am I going home tonight?
You got an officer down behind Circus.
Take a ride on the toughest streets in America. And never forget, what you're seeing is real. Cops. Weeknights at 7:30 only on Channel 44.
The Buccaneers may have been robbed on that last pass to Lamar Thomas. Watch the clean catch with one hand, then brings it into the body. 1 foot down, 2 feet. Looked like a touchdown to me. The only thing you really couldn't see was whether or not he had bobbled it or not, but from every indication we had, looked like a touchdown.
Now 3rd down. Good protection. Overthrown in the end zone, intended for Charles Wilson. Mike Grimm had the coverage, and the Bucs will settle for a field goal attempt.
Beautiful job by the offensive line that time. Casey Weldon had all day simply nowhere to throw the football. Good job in that Cincinnati secondary, a much improved Bengals secondary.
Husted will attempt a field goal from 32 yards. It is good.
Well, David, they've done a good job of cutting down on the number of field goals in the National Football League, haven't they?
Well, they certainly have. Only 5 in the first half of this football game.
That's what happens so many times in the early preseason. Teams move it pretty well up and down the field between the 20-yard line, but you just don't have time to work on that inside the 20 offense, which is really a completely separate offensive package. I'm sure that's what the Buccaneers and Bengals will put back in this week.
George Stewart talking to his troops. We have bad news out of the Buccaneer locker room. Courtney Hawkins has a fractured left hand.
Probably could not be worse news than that for this ball club. They really have come to rely on Courtney Hawkins. Of course, Lawrence Dawsey, still a question mark for the opener against the Chicago Bears. They're hoping to have him back by then, but you wouldn't expect him to be 100%. So at least on paper, it would appear that Horace Copeland and Lamar Thomas, the 2 young men out of the University of Miami, may have the burden now of carrying this receivers corps.
Hawkins injured in preseason game number 1 in the first half here tonight against Cincinnati. Michael Husted to kick off. Allen Robinson leads again. Husted drove the last one to the goal line. This one taken from the 2-yard line by Ball. Good coverage again by the Buccaneers. There's a penalty flag down. Here's Curtis Buckley, who was the big play special teams man last year for Tampa Bay.
He's never too tough to pick out.
And a penalty apparently against the Bengals as well.
Holding number 34 on the return. 10 yards, first down.
Curtis Buckley, a young man who simply willed his way into the National Football League. Good shot there on Eric Ball. You come down the field with a little enthusiasm, then throw your arms up in the air, celebrate, have a little fun. Why not? They can't legislate all the fun out of the National Football League.
Well, a It's been a penalty-prone first half, both teams. Buccaneers have fumbled the ball twice. It is 9-6 Cincinnati late in the first half, and the Bengals will sit on the football. Don Hollis drops to one knee, and Buccaneers are going to use a timeout here.
Don't believe they're going to be able to stop it.
We've got one timeout left. Floyd Peters wants to talk with his defensive players on the sideline.
Well, it was a good timeout by the Buccaneers. We got to listen to a little Leonard Skinner. That's all right.
Well, that's always a plus. You have to like the defensive talent that the Bucs have assembled over the last couple of years. Sam White and company have made some good personnel moves to bolster this defense. There you see Thomas Everett, who was in the Pro Bowl last year with the Dallas Cowboys. Charles Demery has been in several Super Bowls with the Denver Broncos. So there's two guys you're looking at right on the screen there that have a lot of experience and valuable playoff experience.
Yeah, that right cornerback position, certainly an interesting battle going on there. Of course, Ricky Reynolds now playing with the New England Patriots, but plenty of people in the hunt for that right cornerback slot. Tony Stargell, Milton Mack, Mike Magruder, who came over from the 49ers, Charles Demery. All with a shot to play that right cornerback position. Buccaneers using a lot of base nickel defense now. They're playing 5 defensive backs out there. Barney Bussey, sort of the rover back, the swing guy, and that's really how they turned that defense around in the second half of last year. They started playing 5 defensive backs, and defensively, at least statistically, much better.
We had a couple of seconds added back on the clock. 52 seconds to go. This time the ball is handed off. And a gain of about 5 yards. Marty Carter in on the tackle of Jeff Cothran, rookie fullback out of Ohio State. And the Buccaneers pull the trigger on their final timeout. Marty Carter comes to the sideline to talk with Floyd Peters, the man in control of the Bengals defense. Well, next week, it looks like Buccaneer fans will see Trent Dilfer. There's nothing official yet, but Chris, you spoke with Turk Schonert, some of the coaches downstairs before the game, and indications are that Dilfer may play next week, right?
Turk's a friend of mine, and he was complaining because he had the late night homework assignments for Trent Dilfer, so he wasn't too happy about it. But Turk's a hard-working guy. He'll get him ready. And to be honest with you, I was shocked when Sam White told me that Dilfer was not out of the running to be a starter. Turk was telling me that you don't even want to play catch with this guy. He has a nice, easy motion. Then all of a sudden, the ball just explodes out of his hands, and it really stings to catch the football from him. He had a brilliant year last year in college, and he can live up to anything close to what he did there. He should be just an outstanding talent.
Cothran at the 14. No timeouts left, but 4th down coming up for the Bengals. DeBose made another tackle with Marty Carter. Here's Dilfer. Boy, I tell you what, you look at his numbers last year, and it's staggering to look at what he did last season.
30 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
Interceptions were almost unheard of.
Led the nation in quarterback ranking. A 173 quarterback rating, which is simply off the charts. That would equate to a 117, 115 in the National Football League, and nobody came close. Steve Young didn't come close to that. Dan Marino, nobody came close to the kind of numbers that Trent Dilfer put up last year at Fresno State. Now, granted, that's in college, but still very, very impressive.
Well, he looks good in that uniform, and next week we'll begin to get some idea of how he can play. It's halftime at Tampa Stadium with our score: the Bengals 9 and the Buccaneers 6, and a field goal festival in the first half of this game. The Bengals with 3 and the Buccaneers with 2 of their own after Cincinnati jumped out to a 9-0 lead. Tampa Bay's Michael Houston hit a couple of field goals in the second period, and we've got a close football game. Buccaneers got on track after turning the ball over early, and I thought got good leadership from Casey Weldon.
Casey Weldon, really, Craig Erickson played pretty well, too. Jackie Harris with the big fumble. They fumbled the first snap, but I thought both quarterbacks moved the ball pretty well down the field. Really, the dominant player, at least so far in this first half, has been Demetrius DeBose on defense, filling in for Hardy Nickerson. Mazio Royster with a big first half as well.
Bucks had trouble running the ball all of last year, but a couple of nice little runs by Mazio Royster, and Rudy Harris got the rushing attack underway in the second period. So a lot of encouraging signs in the first half of this game for Tampa Bay. And we'll be back with more from the stadium in just a moment.
Fresh is
excellent.
First choice.
Funny.
Fresh is awesome.
Outrageous.
Fresh?
Fresh is shopping.
Fresh is family.
Oh, I get it. Will Smith.
All week long.
Fresh is. Fresh isn't. Fresh is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, coming all week long.
This September, only on Channel 44.
In 20 years of being a cop, I've never seen anything like it. An insurance company at the scene of the accident before we were. You from the fire department, I asked. No, he says, I'm from Progressive Insurance. Calmed the folks down, got him a rental car, and he even cut him a check on the spot. That's not what I expected from an insurance company, I told the guy. He said, well, maybe that's what you should expect.
Call your authorized independent agent or 1-800-AUTO-PRO.
If you'd like to stop hearing from people you don't want to hear from...
I'm interrupting your dinner with this important chance of a lifetime. Golden opportunity.
Then you need Call Block from GTE. Just press a few buttons, and when they call back, they can't get through.
Not accepting call.
Smart, huh? GTE has lots of ways to make your phone work harder. And right now, we'll connect you for free. So dial 1-800-SMART-CALL. Call Block from GTE. Smart move.
The Bucks are here. They're here on 44. Put on your game face. They're going to be sleepless in Seattle. It's the Bucks and the Seahawks live in prime time. Saturday night at 7. Only on the home of the Bucks, Channel 44.
Flashing, bashing, football action. The Bucks are here. The Bucks are here.
Welcome back to Tampa Stadium. First preseason game for both the Buccaneers and the Bengals. And it's Cincinnati on top 9-6 at the end of the first half. The Bengals had a 9-0 lead on 3 Doug Pelfrey field goals. Tampa Bay answered back with a pair of Michael Hustad field goals. And we've got a tight one from Tampa Stadium in the first preseason game for both of these clubs. David Steele and Chris Collinsworth with you. We'll be back in a moment to take a look at first half statistics and highlights right after this.
The big, tough Mazda trucks, available with 3 powerful engine options, including a 4.0-liter V6. The Mazda B2300 SE is loaded with these standard features. And right now, with Mazda savings on the spot, you can get it all for $169 a month for 24 months with 0 down. So see your Mazda dealer now, because we make exceptional trucks affordable. Lease a B2300 SE for $169 a month with 0 down.
Picture, if you will, an abandoned hotel. Inside, you embark on a journey that defies the very laws of nature, dropping you faster than the force of gravity. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, new at the Disney MGM Studios.
Lots of tire companies claim to give you the best prices,
The truth is the absolute guaranteed lowest prices are found only at Tire Kingdom. Tire Kingdom beats the stuffing out of other tire dealers like Firestone, Goodyear, and Don Olson. Our out-the-door prices blow Allied Tire away. Chains like Sears, Pep Boys, and Western Auto, no contest. And we club warehouse clubs. So if you want the absolute lowest prices on the best choice of quality tires and the best tire buying experience you've ever had, come to Tire Kingdom.
What kind of meal could your family get for $14.99? Family A has 1 3/4 large pizzas.
3/4?
Family B has the Mega Meal, new from KFC. 8 pieces of chicken or Colonel's Rotisserie Gold chicken, 6 hot wings.
Hot wings?
Large mashed potatoes and gravy, large coleslaw, potato wedges, 4 biscuits, and an apple pie.
Pie?
For a great deal on a great deal of food, pizza can't compare to the Mega Meal, just $14.99, only at KFC.
An assassination attempt. Run out! Tears a family apart.
If he stays here, he will never be a warrior.
Now, Worf's son faces a crucial rite of passage.
I don't want to be a warrior.
Will he dishonor his father and sever his Klingon ties forever?
He will never be able to defend our family against
Enough! Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Tonight at 6, only on Channel 44.
Back at Tampa Stadium, halftime, the Bengals 9, the Buccaneers 6. David Steele and Chris Collinsworth, former Cincinnati Bengal, Florida Gator, enjoying our first preseason game. And the Buccaneers have definitely had some bright spots here in the first half. After a very slow start, they fumbled a snap, Chris, on the very first play from the line of scrimmage, but I think settled down considerably in the second quarter.
Well, you take a look at all the Bengals points. James Francis with that big strip in the first half that of Jackie Harris that set up the one field goal. The fumbled snap set up the other field goal, and then the short field after the missed field goal by Husted of 54 yards. And that's really all the Bengals offense was able to muster against really a fairly impressive Tampa Bay front line.
Teams returning to the field. We'll have the second half in just a couple of moments. Greg Erickson played most of the first quarter at quarterback. Casey Weldon played late in the first and on through the second period. And here's a look at the first half statistics. The Bucs have the better of things overall in yardage, 175 to 67, and that really backs up what you just said, Chris. Field position was the big factor in Cincinnati's 9 points in their 3-point lead.
How many times have you seen it? Domination by one team in all the statistical categories until you get to the bottom. Turnovers. 2 set up all the 6 of the points for the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals did a nice job hanging on to the football. You just cannot shorten the field in the National Football League and make it too easy on the other team.
Those turnovers a big factor, as was the field position Cincinnati got on a missed field goal by Michael Husted from 53 yards out. But Buccaneers return to the field. I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah, to be honest, David, I would rather be on the Buccaneers side of those statistics than I would the Bengals, because overall, offensively, they were a little sharper with their execution. They showed flashes of a running game, which they simply did not have a year ago. I thought their offensive line did a decent job in protection, and that was something that was certainly a question after last season. So some good signs offensively. And defensively, really, we've seen the Buccaneers pick up right where they did at the end of last season when they were very much improved.
And individually, Mazio Royster, 45 yards on 6 carries in the first half. Rudy Harris, the fullback, ripped off a nice 20-yard gain. And receiving, Harris, Jackie Harris, the tight end, caught 3 for 32 yards. Erickson was 6 for 6 before being lifted in the first quarter. He may return. Sam White's made it clear earlier in the week that just because a player, specifically a quarterback like Erickson, is taken out of the game does not mean he would not return in this game. So we may see Erickson again.
But there's Craig with the baseball hat on his head. So at least by initial indications, I saw Mark Vlasic warming up and may get a chance to see him in the second half.
The baseball cap means it's over generally, huh?
Well, at least for the time being. Of course, a lot of veteran players go for the baseball cap after about 3 or 4 plays in the first preseason game. This is one of those when you're out there making $500 a week instead of $50,000 a week, which a lot of these guys are making. You don't want to, certainly don't want to go down too early.
Well, live Saturday night at 7 o'clock. They're going to be sleepless in Seattle. The Bucs get their first road test as they travel to Seattle to battle the Seahawks in prime time. For exclusive live coverage, turn to the home of the Buccaneers. Watch the Bucs and the Seahawks Saturday night at 7 o'clock only on Channel 44.
And that game not in the Kingdom. Had to dodge a few tiles there.
Jerry Ellison is deep this time for the Buccaneers as the third quarter is underway. So the Buccaneers have the football at their 25. After the return by Green, 25 yards. Casey Weldon returns at quarterback. Weldon throwing on first down. And he's got Jermaine Williams out of the backfield, the fullback rookie from LSU, has the football but lost a yard. Daniel Stubbs was there to make the stop along with linebacker James Francis for Cincinnati. Stubbs, big 96, All-American at the University of Miami. In his 7th NFL season.
Jermaine Williams, that rookie free agent, just got the football there. Incredible high school numbers, set Louisiana records, over 8,000 yards rushing and 96 touchdowns.
Did not put up big numbers at LSU. Was injured a lot through his career. Williams catching the ball out of the backfield again. He shows good hands. McDonald, the linebacker, made the stop for the Bengals. You see Weldon's numbers. Remember, Erickson is 6 for 6. So Buccaneer quarterbacks 11 out of 13 to this point in the game.
There's Jim Pine, the 7th round draft pick of the Buccaneers, playing center and doing a nice job in the middle of the line on Gary Howe.
Passing situation for Weldon. And he's got a Willie Green. Green out of bounds at the 47-yard line of Cincinnati. With the injury to Courtney Hawkins, Willie Green could be a major player in that Buccaneer offense.
Take a look at the pass protection here. This is what's impressive. You give an NFL team this much time to work, Green simply comes in, takes his time, works back out of the pattern. Beautifully run pattern, and nice job. Give credit to the big guys up front. They're the ones that made that one happen.
And Green, who caught 28 balls last year for Detroit, makes his first catch in a Buccaneer uniform. Weldon, the audible call, Jermaine Williams. Goes into 3, 4, 5 Bengal defenders. Led by Stubbs, Dunn. That'll bring up second inning.
That play has to happen a little quicker for the Buccaneers. Their timing with this second and third team in there, just not quite what it was in the first half. Really need to slash that one off tackle. Give the defense and the defensive line and the linebackers too much time to react. You're going to end up with a hole just like that one.
Williams and Turner in the backfield. This is Turner. He got away from one tackler. James Francis made him stagger, and then Corey Duckett polished him off. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 for Tampa Bay.
It'll be interesting to see if they have Vernon Turner, the kick return specialist, ever running up inside. We have a pretty good scouting report on him now. They're trying to run him wide, stretch the defense, allow him to turn the corner. Or if they'll turn around with some kind of a counter handoff, and I'd like to see him run between the tackles.
Dave Moore in the game at tight end. Number 83 for the Bengals. Or rather for the Bucs, that's Moore in motion. Weldon. Nice throw. Good catch by Green. First down, Tampa Bay.
Beautifully thrown ball by Casey Weldon. But watch Willie Green working down the field. Finds a soft spot in the zone. Good job with the feet. That's what you have to do. And it's a nice thing when you can get these veteran receivers as free agents. He was cut after 4 years with the Lions, but he's averaged 33 catches in this league over the past few years. And now with Courtney Hawkins and the injured hand, maybe it's Willie Green who will step up.
Little trap. Vince Workman on the carry. Picked up a couple of yards. Ramondo Stallings, rookie out of San Diego State, 7th round draft pick, on the stop for Cincinnati.
Sam White's trying to get that running game going. I know he would dearly love to have Eric Redd in here. He thought there was a possibility he could even be in uniform tonight. Didn't work out, but Vince Workman, if Redd is not here, is going to be the guy.
Willie Green with the catch. And he is ruled down, touched by a Bengal defender. Corey Sawyer got the hand on him over at the 17-yard line. That's 3 receptions on this drive by Willie Green.
And Casey Weldon really putting on a show so far in this ball game for the Buccaneers. Of course, he's well down the list. But, Joey, you like to see those second and third team quarterbacks, when they get the opportunity, come in and ignite an offense, and that's exactly what Casey Weldon has done thus far.
3rd and 4. The catch is made. Harold Bishop, another rookie out of Louisiana State University, made a big catch and gobbled up some turf on that helmet.
Nice job here of using his body by Harold Bishop. Just gets his back up against the defensive back coming up and trying to make a play, and you don't get many opportunities in the National Football League. You have to take advantage. That's exactly what Bishop did there.
There's a delay for Turner. A little guy inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. McDonald on the stop for Cincinnati.
Reminds you a little of Eric Metcalf, who plays with the Cleveland Browns. Not very big at all. 5'8", 185 pounds, and I would say that's a bit of a stretch. You see the number 1 pick, Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson, basically getting used on that play by Charles McRae, and I would imagine for Sam White, that is one happy sight.
Turner trying to find the end zone, but Steve Tovar, outstanding young linebacker from Ohio State, there to make the stop. And it'll be 3rd down. The Bucs can get a 1st down inside the 1. Impressive drive here by Tampa Bay. A couple of key 3rd down conversions on this drive.
And now is when you want to see that offensive line take over. You want to see them just get a push on the defensive line and make a nice, easy path for the running game.
Measurement. I think the Bucs are well short. They are at a half a yard. This drive, remember, started back at the 26-yard line.
We talked about the problems that the Bengals had in scoring rushing touchdowns, only 3. Well, the Buccaneers only had 6 last year, so they've had their problems as well. Love to see those big guys up front. Just get the push, make it a nice, easy call on Sam White. You don't want to have to throw the football down here.
Turner and Workman, the running backs. 3rd down, inches for a 1st down. A little over a yard for the touchdown. Turner lost about a yard. Cincinnati's defensive front just came crashing through, and Duckett from the free safety spot made the tackle. And the Bucs, to the displeasure of many here at Tampa Stadium, will settle for a field goal.
And you just wonder for Sam White how much that call was a product of their frustration of trying to run the football in the end zone a season ago. You bang your head in there and are not successful time after time. Sometimes it leads to calling sweeps instead of dives.
Joe Allison with the field goal, 20-yarder. The rookie from Memphis State tacks on 3, and we got a tie football game in the third quarter.
Did you ever get the feeling you've been put here to serve everyone but yourself? Day after day, night after night after night. I mean, wouldn't it be great if there were one night just for you? Well, soon there will be. Aaron Spelling presents Heaven Help Us and Robin's Hoods. 2 new exciting dramas from the same people who brought you 90210 and Melrose Place. Hang in there. Your night will soon be here.
From Aaron Spelling. Mondays beginning August 22nd only on Channel 44.
You'd have to live in a cave not to realize the significance of football. Ooh. He steps up to the plate. Wide. A frozen rope right down the pipe. Go long, baby, go long. We got a full plate cooked at the left of the face and the right to the jaw. Just inches to go. Good. Fly all the way. Touchdown. The NFL on ESPN.
Catch the NFL on Vision Cable, Channel 46.
So hurry down. It's a Toyota Savings Event of the Year. Toyotathon deals then and now. And summer Toyotathon is still the best time to save. The Southeast.
We bought our Camry during the Toyotathon. We saved about $1,000.
Act now, and you can lease a Camry LE for a low $249 a month with automatic transmission, dual airbags, air conditioning, AM/FM cassette, power steering, cruise control, power windows, and locks. Yesterday and today. Over 16 years of Toyotathon, and it's still the best time to save.
Our news operation is unique. We don't produce 35 newscasts a day. We specialize in just one, a very good one. It gives us more time to gather the news and get it right. Working to deliver one newscast, keeping you completely informed, an hour before the other guys even get started. The original 10 o'clock news. It's what we do.
The original 10 o'clock news, 44 News at 10.
We keep you up to date, not up too late.
Brand new ball game, 7:03 to go in the third, and we're tied at 9 apiece. 6 field goals have been kicked. Joe Allison just threaded one through there. Sam White's encouraging his football team, who have come back from a 9-0 deficit. And Allison, who is the nephew of stock car superstar Bobby Allison, trying to get that ball straight on that 1-inch tee.
David, I'd be willing to bet if Eric Brett were signed and in uniform tonight, Vernon Turner would not have gotten the ball on that play.
Allison kicks it, and it is fielded at the 12-yard line by Darnay Scott. The penalty flag goes down back behind the tackle near the 40-yard line. And it's going to go against Cincinnati again for holding. Update on Rudy Harris. He has a bruised lower leg, right leg. X-rays prove negative.
Holding number 38 of the receiving team during the run back. 10 yards, first down. Timer.
Well, the penalty will push the ball back inside the 25-yard line. And we'll be back in just a moment from Tampa Stadium.
For years, I've been talking about the great deals at your local Southern Ford dealers lot. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Right now, you get your choice of 2 great minivans. Pick up a brand new loaded Aerostar for only $15,499. Get a great deal on the next generation in minivans. Windstar. Windstar, brand new, all new with dual airbags, front-wheel drive, V6 power, and more. Beautiful. Hurry, see your local Southern Ford dealer now.
Those boys from Continental Airlines have gone completely off. First, they come around here inquiring about my peanuts, claim they're going to fly people for peanuts. Now they say I can bring the missus with me for just a penny.
Purchase a round-trip Continental Light Pal fare, and for a penny more each way, you can bring along a friend. It's called Add a Penny, Add a Pal.
Flying for a penny? Those boys have been spending too much time up in that thin air.
Add a Penny, Add a Pal, only on Continental Light.
Honey, why are the lights out?
We went over budget, so we have to make some choices.
Choices?
Right. Air conditioning or food.
Wow. Air conditioning.
Cable television
We
or
can
lawn.
afford cable?
Sure, thanks to Paragon Cable. If we order standard cable, we get HBO and Cinemax for $13.95 a month for 6 months.
Paragon Cable. Well, that's an easy choice. Hey, how come you're eating?
Because, silly, you picked air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
On the brink of war.
The situation in the demilitarized zone is deteriorating rapidly.
With nowhere else to turn.
Put down your weapons.
Shoot them! As ally becomes enemy.
We're in a war here, and I intend to win it. You'll have to get through me first.
Sometimes the only solution...
Will you help me stop the Maquis? You have a deal.
...is to join the other side on the next Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Tonight at 7, only on Channel 44.
Preseason football from Tampa Stadium. The Bucs and the Bengals notched up at 9 apiece. Tonight, join Barbara Callahan for 44 News at 10. You'll get the live late-breaking news from around the corner and around the world an hour before the other guys even get started. So get it fast, get it first, and get some sleep. The original 10 o'clock news. 44 News at 10. We keep you up to date, not up too late. Well, a penalty, a hold on the Bengals on the return. Backs them up to the 14-yard line. Hollis still the quarterback. He got that pass away under pressure. Ball caught by Cothran. I thought we might have a hold called back in there. But no penalty flag.
Looked like Kevin Sargent had a pretty good hook here on Bernard Wilson, but he got away with it.
That play picks up 5. Cothran, 6'1", 250, rookie from Ohio State. Hollis gives it to Eric Ball, and Ball crashes out beyond the 40 for a first and 10 for the Cincinnati Bengals. Tony Stargell and Milton Mack there to make the stop. That's a 23-yard run. And by far the biggest play from scrimmage on the ground by Cincinnati, maybe in the air, too.
Yeah, Demetrius DeBose that time just overran the play from his middle linebacker position. He overflowed and allowed Eric Ball to cut in behind him. It's one of the most difficult things out of the linebacker position is to not get too aggressive. You always need to trail the play. Cut back running in the National Football League has to be your #1 threat that you're concerned with out of the linebacker position. You always want to keep the play in front of you.
Cincinnati calls timeout. They had 3 tight ends on the field. Frisch, Thompson, and Sadowski. And Dave Shula might not have liked what he saw out there as far as the alignment was concerned. So we'll be back in a moment. Bucs and Bengals all tied up.
The final days of Buick Value Days. Make the move on Consumers Digest Best Buy. Save on the big, bold, luxurious Buick Roadmaster. Every imaginable feature. Powerful 5.7-liter V8 smooth transmission. An incredible road car. $23,145. Buick Roadmaster. Buick Value Days at your Florida Buick dealers now.
There's one thing that a racing engine and a straight engine have in common. You want them both to last.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
To build a race engine that holds up, you have to use the best of everything. And Haviland does that job.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer. Good enough for Robert Yates.
Well, how hard do you want me to push it today? Whatever it takes to win.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
At $38 a month, the new John Deere STX 38 is right for just about anyone.
Cutting capacity 1 acre, 59.9 minutes.
This is serious equipment.
What about this yard?
This yard?
This yard, 1.2 minutes.
The new John Deere STX 38, now just $38 per month.
Buccaneer wide receiver Courtney Hawkins talking with teammates along the Bucs sideline. You see the cast on that left hand, a fractured wrist suffered in the first half by Hawkins. And obviously Courtney will not play too much football for the immediate future. Bengals do come out with 3 tight ends, and they send a rookie Scott in motion. On first down, Scott with the catch. And a couple of Buccaneers take him out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Stargell and Mack on the play. Scott caught 75 passes last year at San Diego State.
And they feel like that Darnay Scott is the first legitimate deep threat that they've had in Cincinnati since Eddie Brown. Here's a guy that can really and truly fly down the field.
Unfortunately, that wasn't Scott. That was the tight end, Craig Thompson. Sorry about that, Chris. But what you said about Scott still holds true.
Still do.
Catherine with the ball. DeBose on the stop for Tampa Bay. And that'll be easily a first down for the Bengals, who have marched impressively on this possession.
Found myself looking at Courtney Hawkins' injured hand. I had an injury similar to that in college. Looked like they taped his ring finger and his middle finger together. And if that's the case, it's about a 4-week injury if he broke the bone just behind the knuckle in the hand. Almost exactly the same way they treated my hand, just to give you a guess.
Well, Thompson running hard. Inside the 30-yard line, Stargell in on the stop. The big fullback, Cothran, 3rd-round draft pick out of Ohio State. And another first and 10 for the Bengals.
They really penciled Cothran in as the blocking back, but if he's going to run the football like this, they may give him a few opportunities. The Bengals have always liked the big backs. They've had Larry Kennebrew in the past. They had Pete Johnson. And now Jeff Cothran, who, like Pete Johnson, also out of Ohio State.
Hollis dumps it to the tight end. Lonnie Martz in on the stop. Frisch made a nice catch. Gain of about 3 yards on first down for the Bengals.
In this new defensive alignment, the 4-2-5 that the Buccaneers use, they needed a linebacker who could cover. That's the reason they went after Lonnie Martz so hard. He's a linebacker that can get out there, cover a tight end, cover a back out of that backfield. That's why he was so valuable to the Buccaneers.
Audible call, hand off the ball. Ball to the 20. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Cincinnati. Thomas Everett, Demetrius DuBose combine to make the stop.
And just to continue the point on Lonnie Martz, it's part of the reason that Broderick Thomas was expendable, the former #1 pick of the Buccaneers. He was much more of a run stopper than he was a pass defender. So they felt like that because of his large salary, they could afford to let him go now with Lonnie Martz in the fold.
Short yardage situation. Penalty flag down as Cothran appears to have the first down.
Number 75, lined up in the neutral zone. 5 yards. First down.
Eric Curry
5 yards.
lines up off sides.
Sam White's doing what he likes to do in preseason games, that putting the starters back in to begin the second half. He likes you to get the feeling of going in at halftime, getting cooled down, and then coming back and having to play a series or two in the second half.
First down, Cincinnati. Good protection. Chris can't hold on to the football at the 10-yard line. DeBose had a lot to do with that.
We've just gotten word from the Buccaneers that apparently the injury to Hawkins is something that's going to keep him out for about 4 to 6 weeks. You can see where the taped fingers are. They're on the ring finger and the middle finger, and wouldn't be surprised at all if it was the small bone. If I could remember my physiology class, metacarpal, metatarsal, something in behind that knuckle.
Ball carrier. That'll bring up third down. Barney Bussey made the tackle for the Buccaneers.
It's been a nice drive by the Cincinnati Bengals. Donald Hollis came in the first half after missing all of last season with a knee injury. They still had very high hopes for him. He played the final game of the 1992 season and played brilliantly before he was injured, but had to miss all of last year rehabilitating his knee.
3rd and 8, passing situation. Hollis flushed out of the pocket and drops to the turf inside the 10-yard line. He did not want to get that lick from Lonnie Marks.
He remembered that rehabilitation process.
Yes, he did.
Didn't want to go through it one more time, and that's what they want. They certainly do not want Don Hollis getting injured. Jay Schrader, the other quarterback for the Bengals, at least not scheduled to play tonight. I talked to Dave Shula on the field just before the ball game, and their plan was to let Hollis play the rest of this ball game and then give Jay Schrader his chance next week.
Well, here's something we haven't seen much of tonight. Doug Pelfrey attempting a field goal. This from around 27. A high snap, and the kick is no good. May have been deflected, and it might have been Buckley. Pelfrey missing the 27-yard field goal, and we are still tied at 9-9. That was a bad snap.
Last year, we introduced Formula Shell gasoline. It's nice to see so many folks getting a kick out of it. Shell, the world's best-selling gasoline.
Buy a burger at some places, and who knows, it may have been reheated in a microwave or spent time drying out under a heat lamp, which makes it terrific.
For shuffleboard, why not get a great tasting 99-cent quarter-pound champ burger from Checkers? It's made to order when you order. Special orders don't slow up the system because special orders are the system. The champ burger, 99 cents every day, always delicious, never microwaved. Checkers, one taste and you're ours.
Hi, I'm Jerry Eden. When it comes to skill, experience, and a worldwide reputation for excellence, I'm not aware of anyone that can dispute the remarkable results medical hair restoration achieves. Remember, when it comes to your appearance, you're worth the very best. At MHR, you get what you pay for the first time. Need I say more? For a free video and consultation, please call Medical Hair Restoration today at 1-800-444-0055.
The Bucks are here. Here on 44.
Put on your game face. They're going to be sleepless in Seattle. It's the Bucks and the Seahawks live in prime time. Saturday night at 7. Only on the home of the Bucks, Channel 44.
Flashing, dashing, football action. The Bucks start here. The Bucks start here.
Bucks and the Bengals tied at 9-9 late in the third quarter. And Tampa Bay has the football at its own 20-yard line. Let's see the missed field goal attempt. It was blocked, and let's see who got it.
Roderick Green off the corner. It was a high snap, giving Green just enough time to get there. Certainly happy for that young man after some of his injuries.
Mark Vlasic's first pass of the night is intercepted by Lance Gunn, and Gunn scores the touchdown. And there is, ladies and gentlemen, the first touchdown scored in this football game.
By the defense. Not the way that you want to get 1994 started if you're Mark Vlasic. Certainly very much on the bubble.